Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to bring people from all across the country to talk to me about cool things we could do right here in New Mexico, such as go to the movies. And why not go to the main stars of the biggest movies in the world right now? The First Omen. I got the main star, Nell Tiger free, and the director, Arkasha Stephenson, and they tell us a little bit about the flick, such as this.
Okay, to be completely honest, I tend not to prepare. I didn't actually really prepare for anything. I just wanted to come with fresh eyes. You know, Margaret's a brand new character in the franchise, so there was nothing to kind of research and go off.
All that and more right here on New Mexico Rising. The way people bank is changing. A new survey from FICO is revealing that consumers want from their banks and how banks can build customer trust and create more positive experiences. As a leading analytics software company, FICO is best known for its gold standard FICO score. This new consumer banking survey helps banks address their customers' top concerns and meet their evolving needs. So here with insight into the survey is banking expert Darryl Knopp of FICO. Welcome to the show, Darryl. How are you?
Good morning, John. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. All right, so how is banking changing in 2024?
I think we continue to be on this evolution of moving into kind of a digital banking as the center of our banking universe, and branches and call centers and others really being supportive of that function. It's become the primary place where we do all our transactions, where transparency has been created. We see real time when things are changing there. And so we're really seeing that. Again, I'm not saying those other channels aren't important, but we've really moved to this digital bank being the center of our universe, our phone being kind of our bank.
So what does the survey reveal that consumers are looking for in a bank?
Well, I think what it shows is one in four people will leave a process that takes more than 10 minutes. And I think that's interesting for two reasons. One, it tells us that time and convenience is of utmost importance. Time's our most precious resource. It also surprises me because I can't imagine waiting 10 minutes, being in an app for 10 minutes and still kind of that there are people that might stay in that process. I think that there's so much choice out there that anything that takes too long, people will abandon that process and they will go to another bank or they will go to another place.
So are there other factors influencing banking customers?
Oh, absolutely. I think that safety is paramount. We mentioned trust. You generate trust through making people feel safe and then making it actually safe. And those are different things. So actually safe means I do an excellent job of fraud prevention as a bank. I make sure that I'm protecting my customers, that any information I have from them is well guarded. And then making them feel safe is making sure that the process is intuitive and transparent. And so when I ask for a piece of information, I let you know how I'm going to use it and what it's for. And so through those two things, feeling safe and being safe, we're creating this great environment that people will continue to trust and will evolve.
So when it comes to online banking, what is making a difference that you're seeing?
I think the biggest difference is banks have been listening to us for a long time, but they're finally now making these deep investments in kind of cloud-based technology. We're replacing a lot of that the legacy systems that have existed. And many are doing a great job of this. It's a long journey. It's an important one. We at FICO are heavily involved in that transformation to cloud-based platform software. But that's what's made the most difference, I believe, or we have found that these investments are starting to pay off. And we've got some very large and mid-sized and small institutions that are doing a great job from a digital banking perspective. But yes, you've got to move away from some of these legacy, slow to change technologies and embrace the digital transformation that we've been seeing in the last decade, and more importantly, in the last 2 or 3 years.
Darryl, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information?
Well, I send everybody to FICO.com. We've got some great information there for bankers that are looking to understand how they can really impact lives. And there's also great information from a personal perspective on there on how your FICO score might work or how the rest of our other challenges in the financial space.
Darryl Knopp, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you very much.
Cognitive aging is a natural part of life and includes both positive and negative effects. But most people don't know what to expect as they age. In fact, according to a recent survey by the McKnight Brain Research Foundation, about a third of American respondents felt uninformed about normal brain aging. And while 87% of the respondents were concerned about age-related memory loss and decline in brain function, they believe there's little we can do to reduce the impact of brain aging. But today we have a neurologist and McKnight Brain Research Foundation trustee and vice chair, Dr. Madhav Thambisetti, here with tips to help us maintain optimal brain health throughout our lifespan. Welcome to the show, Dr. Thambisetti. How are you?
Doing well, Ben. Thanks a lot for having me.
All right. Can you talk about cognitive brain aging? Can you describe it?
Sure. So cognitive aging or brain aging is a natural part of aging. It starts at birth and continues throughout the lifespan, and it's not a disease. These are sets of changes that can be both positive as well as not so positive. So faculties or abilities such as wisdom or judgment and vocabulary increase and get better as we grow older. But certain other faculties such as ability to learn new information, recall new information, ability to pay attention while doing multiple tasks at the same time, speed of decision making, these might decline with age.
So what changes can we expect as we do get older?
In most cases, these changes might reflect difficulties in learning new tasks, learning new information, occasionally forgetting names or finding difficulty in recalling occasional words, maybe making mistakes occasionally with a bill payment. All of these changes are, we think, not cause for concern. They do not indicate a disease. They're part of the normal aging process. But what is, I think, more important is how people can try and take positive steps, make behavioral changes that can preserve brain health over their lifespan as they grow older, which is why the McKnight Brain Research Foundation is launching a campaign today to try and provide these resources for information and education to people. This is the BrainWorks campaign. More information about these resources are available at our website, mcknightbrain.org/brainworks.
You started giving those symptoms, and I'm like, hey, I'm a 40-something. I have all of those. I was getting scared for a second there. So how can we prioritize and maintain our brain health as we do get older?
We think there are several things one can do. I think there's growing evidence that a healthy heart goes together with a healthy brain. So keeping a check on your blood pressure, talking to your doctor or healthcare provider about your blood pressure, making sure that it's under good control is one of the biggest things that one can do to preserve heart health as well as promote brain health. And that goes together with things like maintaining an ideal body weight, staying physically active, staying cognitively engaged, eating a healthy diet, getting a good night's sleep, limiting alcohol intake. All of these, I think, are lifestyle changes and behavioral steps that we can take to try and preserve brain health as we grow older.
I think you just told me where and why all of the reasons my brain isn't working lately. So thanks for the reminder on that one. I'm like, check, do that, check, do that. Okay, I do that one. I need to change my lifestyle a little bit. All right, doctor, where can we go for more information about this and make our brains a little better?
So the campaign that we've launched through the BrainWorks campaign has more details at mcknightbrain.org/brainworks.
Dr. Thambisetti, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thanks a lot. My pleasure.
As food prices continue to rise, lots of us are going to be digging in the dirt. Well, this spring to try to grow our own food. Couple that with a continuing shift of millennials moving outside of the bigger cities to more affordable rural areas. That's one of those words I just can't say. Rural areas. And if you got the perfect equation for a backyard gardening, boom. So how do you get started? We got Mr. Tyler Potts from Tractor Supply, who's joining us with tips for a spring garden project and can kind of help you a little bit with those grocery bills. Welcome to the show, Tyler. How are you?
Great.
All right, so what are some of the latest trends that you're seeing with this gardening world this year?
Yes, so thank you for having us on today, and we're excited to talk to you all about what we're seeing in gardening. And what that is more and more people are becoming more aware of not only the quality of food, but where their food is coming from. So more people are getting into gardening, and it's not necessarily your in-ground gardening. We're actually seeing an increase in small space gardening, so raised bed and container, as people are looking for that instant gratification in their vegetables and herbs.
So does it matter if we plant an in-ground vegetable garden versus the raised bed ones, or what about even in containers or something like that?
Yeah, so it doesn't truly matter. It really depends on what the person's looking for. I would say there is pros to each one. So in ground, you obviously have the option to have more of a variety of plants. One thing about in ground gardening, though, is you want to make sure you have great soil quality. So if you haven't done so already, I would recommend that you go to your county extension office and get a soil test done by them. For a raised bed garden, the good thing here is you can actually control the quality of the soil. So that leads to less weeds and less pests, which is also a big win. And you also have it at a pretty good height for someone looking for that as well. And then container gardening, something that my wife and I do. We are pretty restricted on our space right now, but think about patios, front porches, balconies, or someone who may not want a whole big garden with a lot of stuff to take care of, but they're still looking for 1 or 2 vegetables. This is a good option for them.
So if I'm going to start a vegetable garden this year, where do we begin? Do you have like a checklist of items that we could, I don't know, check off?
Yeah, so I would definitely visit one of your local stores or garden centers. There are several different things you can choose from there, but your key items are your soil, your fertilizer, any tools you may need, any pest control as well, and then make sure you get some stuff for watering. Watering is pretty important. And then we have everything from patio-ready vegetables that are ready to be planted to ones that are seeds. So if you want to start from your own seed, we have our own seed starting kits, and you can do that as well. It also is important that you know what zone you're in. The zone helps determine what plants will thrive in your area, and you need to know your last frost date. You can visit tractorsupply.com/garden for more details on that, or you can always pick up a Farmer's Almanac from Tractor Supply, and you can find some more details there. And then last would be your sunlight. Sunlight is very, very important. You want to make sure that you have enough sunlight for the vegetables that you've chosen, as vegetables love the sun. So make sure you have that equivalent sunlight for the growing season.
Sounds good, man. Where can we go for more information?
Yeah, so definitely stop by one of your local Tractor Supplies and or your garden center. We have team members in the store. I was a former team member, and I can tell you that they have tons of knowledge, and they're eager to help anybody from an experienced gardener to someone who's new to the hobby. And they also have all the supplies you need there as well. And then if you need more information than that, you can always visit tractorsupply.com/garden.
Tyler Potts, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thank you.
You know, spring is finally here, so now it's time to plan that perfect spring getaway or summer vacation. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. And here to help to take us on our adventure is Kinga Phillips, the host of numerous shows on the Travel Channel and National Geographic. So we always go to the top to find out the best answers. Kinga is also the first female to host Shark Week on Discovery Channel. So let's get into this, or bite into this. Let's welcome Kinga Phillips. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So what do we need to do to plan that epic and perfect vacation?
Well, most of my shows are about adventure. So whether I am hiking, scuba diving, or just exploring, I always say that the best kind of destination, adventure, and trip is an immersive one. So get as up close and personal with the culture, the people, the food, the activities as you possibly can.
All right, so what if we're not so adventurous? We just want to relax. Got any recommendations for a more relaxing vacation?
I do. That is totally fair. We love relaxing as well, and it is spring, so it is the perfect time to book a getaway. And whether you are looking for a beachfront resort or a hotel in the heart of the city, I am personally a huge fan of Wyndham Hotels and Resorts and their Wyndham Rewards program. They have over 9,000 hotels across 24 brands, so think Wyndham Grand, Wyndham Ultra, Registry Collection Hotels, and more, and they really have something for absolutely everyone. And best of all, right now it's Members Month, which means 5 weeks of exclusive deals, including the chance to earn 2 free nights on your next stay. So make sure you check out WyndhamRewards.com for all the details on that.
Is there a particular destination that you would just recommend for someone?
I have one, the Bahamas. I was just there. And honestly, I think that Nassau and Paradise Island, they call it the Twin Paradises, are the perfect spring vacation spot with white sandy beaches, crystal clear turquoise waters, an average of 300 sunny days a year. Plus, there are tons of activities for all ages, from swimming and snorkeling to visiting art galleries and cultural attractions like the iconic Queen's Staircase. And best of all, it's so easy to get to. They have nonstop flights daily from most major U.S. cities. It's a destination that is less than 1 hour away from South Florida and 3 hours away from New York City. And you can visit NassauParadiseIsland.com to find out more about that gorgeous destination.
But when it comes to like preparing a getaway, I always tend to forget something. What should we remember? What are all the things that should we go along with getting away?
Well, when you travel, it is awesome, but I always say expect the unexpected, which is why I recommend for everyone to have travel insurance. My personal go-to is Allianz. I just use them on a 10-day trip across Italy. Allianz travel insurance will give you the peace of mind so you can really enjoy your vacation by protecting your travel investment, and they can reimburse you on covered cancellations, significant delays, baggage issues, and even medical emergencies. So make sure you look for Allianz travel insurance when booking with most major airlines, with hotels, cruise lines, and even travel agents. And they have a brand new app. It's called Aliz Travel Smart mobile app, and I am going to be using them when I head to Tahiti next week.
Very nice. All right, do you have any other travel tips that you want to share with us?
You know, especially during the busy season, I always recommend to people, travel as light as possible. And if you don't have to check a bag, don't. And of course, make sure that everything you can't live without, your passport, your ID, your phone charger, and of course, your medications are on the plane with you. Don't check that.
I always go with check the things that you can live without.
Exactly.
All right, where can we go for more information? Maybe we can follow you on social media, Kinga.
Tipsontv.com.
Thanks for joining me this morning, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
You know, spring is synonymous with a fresh start. And today we have registered dietitian Amy Goodson back at it again with some like healthy, stress-free ways to eat and live better and improve our well-being because it's springtime. So let's get healthy. Welcome to the show, Amy. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
All right, so how do we set ourselves up for this healthy spring season?
So the foundation to a healthy spring is really what it is year-round, and that's looking to improve the pillars of health, namely stress, sleep, and nutrition. So Dan, as a registered dietitian, lots of people know that I often recommend exercise as a way to reduce stress. But I'm also an avid traveler, and studies show that just booking travel makes us feel happier. In fact, what's interesting is that according to Booking.com, 75% of US travelers said that they instantly feel more relaxed when they're by water. So if you are looking to reduce your stress this spring, get to the water, I have great news. Booking.com recently added cruises to their list of travel options with more than 10,000 sailings on over 30 cruise lines, including the largest and best in class in the world. So cruisers can tap into everything they offer at cruises.booking.com to seamlessly arrange every element of their trip, but get near that water and reduce your stress.
So what about some tips for sleep and nutrition?
All right, so my next tip tackles both at the same time. March is National Nutrition Month, and really the perfect time to focus on superfruit snacks that have added wellness benefits, like US-grown tart cherries. So scientific research suggests that tart cherries can help improve sleep, aid in exercise recovery, and help decrease inflammation and arthritis symptoms. And then, of course, what everyone wonders, they're delicious. And tart cherries are so easy to incorporate into so many meals and snacks, including a nutrient-rich dessert like my mouth-watering cherry banana split. So they really allow snackers to permissibly indulge, but enjoy every bite. Really cherish each of their bites because they're getting something tasty, but also getting that good nutrition. And what I love is that you can find tart cherries year-round, frozen, canned, dried, and in juice form. So that makes them really easy to add to your spring eating routine. So you can learn more at choosecherries.com and follow them on Instagram at choosecherries.
So what tips do you have for like eating healthier and on the go then?
Yes. So my best tip is to have simple, and nutritious solutions on hand. But one of the challenges is that so many on-the-go meals and snacks are often highly processed. And what's interesting is that nearly 40% of US shoppers believe that the breakfast category specifically is too processed. But I have a solution. Applegate Naturals Frittata Bites. So these are the industry's first and only certified humane frozen egg bite that are 100% natural and high in protein. And as a dietitian, I love that they're made with real and recognizable ingredients. So each serving has 13 to 19 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar or less. They come in 2 delicious varieties, so you have choices to choose from. And what's great, Dan, is that they are ready to heat and eat within 3 minutes. So you can find the Applegate Naturals Frittata Bites at Whole Foods nationwide, and you can also find them at applegate.com.
Amy, you're a hero. Where can we go for more information about any of these, and where can we follow you on social media?
Yes, go to my website, amygoodson.rd.com, and then follow me on Instagram at amyg.rd.
Amy G, thank you for being with me this morning.
Thank you.
Even though spring is just around the corner, there's still time to kickstart your New Year's fitness resolution, or at least try to get it back on track. As Jessica Curtis reports, you may want to add dancing to your workout routine because there are more benefits to improving your dance moves than you might actually think.
According to a Forbes survey of 1,000 U.S. adults, 48% of people said improving their fitness was a top resolution for them. While dancing has often been incorporated into fitness routines, researchers have found there's a variety of benefits to letting your inner dancer free and have some fun.
Research shows that dancing is not only good for our bodies, but it's also good for our minds and moods too, possibly delaying cognitive decline.
If you decide to start incorporating dance into your workout routine, lifestyle expert Kia Malone suggests Ubisoft's Just Dance 2024 edition. You can even track the calories you burn in the game with Workout Model.
Just Dance 2024 features 40 new songs from the latest hits to beloved classics. A 1-month free trial to Just Dance Plus is included with every copy of Just Dance 2024, which gives users access to hundreds of songs, including all-time favorite legacy tracks from previous Just Dance games.
To learn more, you can visit justdancegame.com.
In the shadowy corridors of Rome, where ancient secrets lurk and faith is tested, comes a tale that precedes evil's birth. This journey into 1971 is veiled in darkness and mystery, setting the stage for the launch of a much-loved horror series. Joining us today are Nell Tiger, who plays the enigmatic Margaret, and Arkasha Stephenson, the visionary director behind the First Omen. Welcome, Nell and Arkasha. How are you two?
We are good. Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right, Arkasha.
And that's a lovely intro. Yes.
I'm trying to do some sort of intro to make it a little more spookier, and I'm a huge fan of the Omen series, so I'm excited that we're taking it all the way back to the beginning and seeing how all of this kind of began. And Arkasha, you're making your first feature film directorial debut with such an amazing franchise. You have to be thrilled. How did you approach adding your own unique vision to the Omen and its legacy?
Yeah, well, it was a very terrifying task, first and foremost. It's such a sacred franchise. I also grew up on it, and so I have a lot of nostalgia, and it's a very, has a very special place in my heart. But I think what was so interesting was that when we inherited the script, it always started from the viewpoint of Margaret. And I thought that was such a brilliant new way to re-enter the universe, and gave a lot of really fun space for us to play in and kind of for me to bring my own sensibility to.
And Nell, you're playing Margaret, a character that's kind of caught between devotion and darkness. That kind of has to be an intense journey to get in that headspace. Can you share how you prepared for this role and what it was like to kind of navigate that complex psyche?
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it. It is a complex psyche to navigate. To be completely honest, I tend not to prepare. I didn't actually really prepare for anything. I just wanted to come with fresh eyes. Margaret's a brand new character in the franchise, so there was nothing to kind of research and go off. And a lot of it was on the page, a lot of it we found along the way, and just kind of there are little, pieces of Margaret that formed day by day, which was such a nice journey and like experience. But yeah, I mean, navigating that kind of psyche, it was just, I kind of had these points and these markers that I knew I had to hit story-wise, and we just kind of took it day by day, and she kind of appeared.
She did.
She kind of appeared.
Lovely. Nell, I feel like you're such an instinctual actor.
Thank you.
So it really comes from the gut a lot. And then I think, singing with Bill Nye off camera really helps when you're making a horror film.
Yeah.
Yes.
It helps. It helps ease the day, for sure.
And the collaboration between the actor and director is kind of a major thing, especially when a film relies heavily on psychological depth. Could you two kind of share a moment during filming that was like particularly impactful, or something that you guys had to work through together to try to get the vision from each of your perspectives?
Yeah, have I told you this story?
I don't know.
Okay, this might not be exactly what you're asking for, but this is a moment that is burned in my brain for the rest of my life. We were in the catacombs shooting a moment of the finale, and the catacombs, we were in there for about 5-6 days.
6 days, yeah.
Very disorienting place. It's in a dome, so when you're talking, you can't hear your own voice. It's
wild,
echoing throughout. Lots of fire. Nell's on the ground. It's a very physical, a very taxing day, I think. And we were running out of time, and we needed to capture what feels like 20 more beats. And I leaned down to you and I said, I'm so sorry, I need to figure out this problem. And you grabbed my hand and said, no, we need to figure out this problem. And right when you said that, one of the SFX guys was testing the levels of the propane behind you on the flame, and it went, and I was like, oh my God, she's a goddess. She's a goddess come to help me.
I timed that so that it would come up.
It was really perfect.
Oh, gosh.
But saying that, it's like we were such a partnership. I feel like throughout the whole, everything was a collaboration. I leaned on you so much.
And likewise, so much.
Really lovely.
It was. Yeah. It was really, really lovely. I mean, hearing that, it's so funny. You forget things, and then when you say that, it's like it all comes back. And the catacombs was really difficult. We were there for a lot of time, but at the same time, it just felt overwhelmingly satisfying to shoot and to perform. And it was sort of, we didn't know whether it was day or night or what was going on, but that helped, and it lent itself, and it was consuming, and it was visceral, and there was fire, and I stank. I smelled so bad by the end of that.
Stank.
I was like dirt and mud and
I
blood.
could smell you through me. I smelled so bad.
Well, we couldn't smell anything because the sand and the dirt, we'd have black in our nostrils after 3 days in the catacombs. Sorry, we digress, but yeah.
I'm all about the sights and the smells of Omen, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, thank you two for joining me this morning. Arkasha, Nell Tiger, thank you two for joining me. And if you want to check out The First Omen, it's in theaters now.
Thank you. Bye.
And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. If you want to be on the show, just email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Just look up New Mexico Rising TV. Go to our website, newmexicorising.com, where you can get books from some of the authors that we have on the show. You just got to pay shipping. The book is free. Until next week, that was New Mexico Rising.